Namaste, Adab. Hello, everyone. This is Advocate Supriya Singh Chouhan. I'm from India, and I am. I just try to work for actual gender equality. I love to work for the voiceless creatures of Mother Nature, be it animals, be it plants, and I love to work for children also because I can't see the miseries. I can't see the any sort of violence or any sort of even the harsh tones with the children. And yes, I advocate women rights, but I don't believe in advocating women rights vis-a-vis discriminating men because I wish to see a world of I wish to see a world of happiness. I wish to see a world of equality where men and women they live happily and they live where they live in a way that they are not being discriminated. I don't want to have a female bastion society. I don't want to have a female bastion society the way we used to have a male bastion society in India. I mean, if talking across the globe or talking across different countries, I would like to start from my own country, where right from the you see in India there have been different periods like Rigvedic period, early Rigvedic, post Rigvedic, and then ancient, then medieval, then modern, and what we nowadays we call it contemporary India or whatsoever it is. I just wish, I mean, the status of the woman have been, it was almost, deteriorated when it entered from early Rigvedic to the ancient or to the medieval. Since if I'll talk about the status of women in India, post pre-Rigvedic, it was equals. I mean, men and women, they used to live in a society comprised of equals. If a male has a right to stand up in any assembly, the woman or the female, she had an equal right to stand up there in that society. I mean, and there was no concept of protection of women because they were equals. There was never a concept of like protected by the father before marriage and protected by the husband after marriage, or by the son or by the daughter or whosoever is there to take her to is there for her protection, because she is being considered as a weak creature of this mother nature, which otherwise is not true. I agree that biologically we have been made different. I agree that the weight of a woman's brain is lesser than the weight of a male's brain. I agree to it. Biologically, we are different. But the equality lies in the exploitation of, exploitation of resources. It lies in the exploitation of natural resources of the state, the wealth of the state, the opportunities of the state, opportunity, be it of jobs, be it of employment, be it of anything, whichever is lying with the state. So there lies there comes the concept of equality. Equality means having distributed all the wealth, all the resources, all the opportunities, everything whichever is in the control or the total domain of the government, that is to be equally divided among this earlier, men and women. Now there's a third concept of transgenders also, or the transgenders, or we can call them LTGB, LT, we call it the transgenders, we call it people who are, having different kind of sexual orientations. So we need to acknowledge what equality actually means. It actually means that you need to acknowledge the rights of everyone. I'm a kind of person, I believe in acknowledging the rights of plants and animals also. So it is here. It is subjectivity. It is always subjectivity. I mean, you can't force somebody to be humble, to be kind to any creature made by this mother nature, this earth, this universe. But Everyone says the charity begins from home. So if you will inculcate this thing in you, then only you can make a change. I mean, if I am biased here, if I am biased towards plants and animals or the children or the female child, how can I convince others that you please don't discriminate against a female child, don't discriminate against plants, don't discriminate against animals. It has to be here first. If it is here, then only I can start something. And then I don't want to see, to witness a society of now unequals, because it actually hurts when you see that you have been discriminated. See, we females, we have assumed one duty, that even if I am working, I have to do all the chores at home. I have to look after my if I'm a spinster, I'm unmarried, I have to look after my parents. If I am married, I have to look after my husband, his family, then my children, then everyone. I mean, I being a female, I assume everything. It's not my problem. It is something in my blood which has been continuously fed into me by this society, by this patriarchal society. But who to be blamed? Not the contemporary men, not the contemporary my male counterparts. Why should I be discriminated with them? Why should I always say that, okay, I have suffered inequality, so I will make your life a hell? No, it should not be the case. We can only build a nation, a world, a universe, a place on earth of equals when we will acknowledge our right vis-a-vis the right of the others, be it male, be it females, be it anybody. To me, this equality of rights, the domain is very big. I mean, I include the rights of plants also, because I can't see anybody, cutting down or felling a tree without that tree's any mistake, any wrong done by that tree. See, that is in our hands where to plant it. We should know before planting, before sowing a seed, that where to plant, when to plant. We should know what animal to be kept at home. We should know what to be taken there and what should be taken there, and what, I mean, it is our responsibility. It's not the responsibility of others. It is completely our responsibility. So, making a world of equals, it is firstly, one has to conceive here. And I believe in, I time and again tell my my female members, my folk, especially my female folk, who are actually working on the ground, and they are working on the ground reality. They are not just delivering sermons, they are not just giving sermons and then they go back home and then they forget that they have some responsibility towards this nation, towards this world, to do something. I mean, what I always say, build a place, build a place of peace, build a place of happiness where every person, whosoever person, any creature made by this mother nature has a right to breathe, to live their life happily as per their own choices. Yes, in reasonable restrictions, which are to be imposed by a society where, you see, I am a human being, I'm a free bird, I'm an advocate. I'm not, I don't have been put into clutches by anybody, because I'm a free bird. I can fly as much I want to. But being an advocate, I know how to put forth my point in the court. I know how to make submissions. I know whether to offend the other, my counterpart, my opponent lawyer or the judge. I know I have to put forth my point. I have to convince them. But that doesn't mean that I will annoy others. I will offend others. I will make others' life miserable. So their lives, see, till today, there are so many atrocities. I can't, if we will start counting on the fingers, atrocities against women, the list will never end up. That I know. But the thing is that nowadays there's a campaign called White Ribbon. There, the men, our male counterparts, are supporting the women for fighting against violence over them. So why should I say, whenever I'm being invited on this panel discussion or some kind of thing on women empowerment or gender inequality, I always say get my male counterparts there also, because against whom we are asking for gender equality? Against our male counterparts who are not that much responsible for this inequality. The inequality is basically or mainly because of the attitude of the governments, mainly because of the attitude of the society. I have seen always a male protecting a female. I've always seen a male member. If there are four people and out of four there are two women and two men, it is always sure that if two ladies are fighting, definitely a third man will intervene. He will definitely intervene. He'll try to calm them down. So we need not to always blame our counterparts. We don't want a female bestie in society. We just want a society of equals, a happy society, a peaceful society. And there was an American author. He was Steve Maraboli. He rightly said that an empowered woman is powerful beyond measures, and she is beautiful beyond description. And only an empowered woman. I mean, if I will know, if I will convince my heart, my mind that Supriya, yes, you are an empowered woman, who the hell in this world can make me or demean me that I am not an empowered woman? Empowerment has to be here first. Empowerment has to be here, everywhere in me. I mean, I have to carry that confidence. And even if I don't have that confidence, I have to convince myself, or I have a duty. You see, if I have a right, I have a duty towards my that strata of population of females or males to make them aware. I have to aware them. See, you are with so many of rights, and whenever there is a right, there comes a duty. How can one say that there is a right, unfettered right, without any responsibility or without any duty? That can never happen in a civilized, social, place to live in. This can never happen that a person will be with unfettered rights, with powers, without clutches. Always a right comes with a duty. And yes, there are so many things which are to be done, like, you see, our own, I must say, our own one very political thinker, Vivekanand Chanakya. He said once, I'll just quote his lines. He said, "There is no chance for the welfare of the world unless the condition of women is improved." How can you fly with one wing? How can a bird fly with one wing? So the world, the society, this country, or the world is a bird, and males and females, they are two wings, and you need them. And now it is discriminatory in nature if I will say that we don't have to recognize the rights of transgenders. We have already, we don't have to ever demean them or to make them feel, I mean, we don't have to ever make them feel that they are inferior to us. We have to always make them feel that they are superiors. No philosophy. There is a mantra, quote. It's called Vasudev Kutumbakam, and it means the world is one family. And everybody should live together in There are men better have programs for women. There is discrimination against women, UN Convention, then elimination of discrimination against women. Then there are so many protocols, then there are so many conventions, commissions, everything. But since there are so many legislations, there are so many policies, there are so many rights guaranteed to the women, there are so many positive discriminations for the betterment of the women against the men. So it is my duty, being an advocate, it is everybody's duty, being educated and literate and, aware persons, it is our duty to make the females, to males, everyone understand their responsibility towards each other. Nowadays, there are so many of special legislations made especially for the women folk. I mean, for the upliftment, for their empowerment, for their betterment, for eradication of any kind of discrimination against them. But they are misusing that power, unfettered power. They are abusing that unfettered power. They are creating ruckus in the society by resorting to such provisions which are actually made for the people who are sufferers, like the maintenance to women, like the domestic violence acts, like the maintenance under different provisions. They are being abused and misused by the women, because those maintenance provisions, they're actually for the families which need succor in times of starvation, which acts as a relief to them. But they are being abused because there's no check on them. Just one kind of Bible thing or kind of preamble, kind of, a gospel truth they have taken, these courts have taken, or the forums have taken, that if some lady has come with some domestic violence complaint, you don't need to go into the veracity of that complaint. It is the prime responsibility of the forum, of the place, of the any fora which is hearing that complaint. That is their prime responsibility to look into the incidents, to look into the facts, to look into the genuineness and veracity of those. Male counterparts don't every time suffer. Why these husband battered associations have come up? Why these men violence, these anti-men violence, these associations have come up? This is only because of the abuse and misuse of these social legislations, which have been specially made for the women. But for the women who were destitute or who are destitute, who are sufferers, who suffer badly at the behest of their family, be her parents-in-law or husband or whosoever in the any harassment, kind of mental, physical, any kind of harassment she faces. But its abuse is high nowadays, and that is for these fora. That is for us, the people who are aware. That is for everyone to see that whether these legislations are being actually put to real use or genuine use or not. So this is our responsibility. I feel gender equality means exploitation of resources of the government, exploitation of opportunities of the government, exploitation of the wealth of the government is to be equally done by men and women, and now transgenders also. So all the humans or the nationals or the citizens of a particular state or a country or in the universe, what our UN is doing? UN time and again comes up with different things. Please adhere to so and so convention, adhere to so and so. But we need to find out that actually is it being implemented on the ground, or these are just big things on papers. So I feel that whosoever is listening to this, please make a chain, tell people that we need to improve upon. We need to do this charity right from our home, right from here. We need to change the mindset. The moment we will change our mindset, the moment we will, become better human beings, we will just forget that who has taken birth in our home. We will just remember that a child, a small infant, a small baby has taken birth at our place, and we will celebrate the birth of that child, because whenever a girl child takes birth in home, it's only for that moment, it's only for one day. People will talk, or the family will talk, and it's very unfortunate nowadays. The young girls who are begetting a child, they are, they are so and on the second or third, they start loving that child, they start cuddling that with the child, they start caressing that child, they start, loving that child like anything. So everything is here. The moment we will remove all these discrepancies, the moment we will remove all these biases, the moment we will remove all these, I mean, the kind of things which we are not supposed to have being humans, these biases, unnecessary biases. Because how will a person explain that this world can, run with a woman only? No men are required. How is this acceptable? That only females are required, men are not required. Only men are required, females are required. The nature has struck a balance. The nature has actually struck a balance, and we need to respect that balance. That's why nowadays, even the judiciary, even the government, I don't blame them all the times. But all we need is, they need to supervise the acts of its members, acts of the people in society, acts of the, everybody who's at the helm of the affairs. Because my words, being an advocate, definitely will impact than a person who's just standing in the street, and people don't know even that who that person is. So words of people who are working on certain things, who are researchers. I'm also pursuing PhD in law, being a practicing advocate in Jammu and Kashmir High Court, Jammu wing. So it's a process of evolution. Study is a process of evolution. You learn every day. And this advocacy profession, it's a learning profession. I am still a student of law. I learn every day. I learn new things. But being a human, I just need to tell people that please make this world a place of happiness, a prosperity, and make this world a place of equals, but not by discriminating men or by discriminating women, but yes, by loving each other. Competition is the very nature of human being, but that competition should not be at the cost of others life. That competition should not be at the cost of others peace, others prosperity, others peace of mind. I was just reading a book, and I'm reading it since long. It is Ikigai, and a very, a very a peaceful book to read. It has so many versions, and I'm reading The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. These authors, this Hector Garcia and Francis Miralles, they have done stupendous job. They just give us, reasons to live a happy life. Why do these Japanese, they have long life, happy life, healthy life? Because they believe, while asserting their own rights, they believe in the rights of others. While asserting their rights, they believe in the duty towards others. So we need to make this world a place of happiness, a place of equals, a place of prosperity. And I am so thankful to Rajaji for giving me this opportunity to speak before you all and to share my very thoughts, which I always love to share. And I may get, if even if I'll get days and years together, I will speak on this issue, because this issue is very close to my heart. And yes, I have changed this issue little, because I say gender equality doesn't mean gender equality vis-a-vis women. I say it should be world, universe of equals, meaning thereby gender equality towards men and women for a healthy and peaceful world and nation. Thank you so much.